Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, and I'm your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 7-day-a-week, 7 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 351 of our trek, and last week we began a detailed series, which we originally introduced in January, called Your Life Plan Blueprint. We have synthesized this information into a 100-page PDF manual workbook, which contains all the forms needed to create and maintain your personal life plan. This is our initial release of the manual workbook, and it is available for download at wisdom-trek.com on the left-hand sidebar of any page. Or if you are listening on your smartphone, you can text the word Life Plan with no spaces to 44222, and your Life Plan Blueprint will be delivered to you via email. The manual workbook is free during the month of May, so I encourage you to become one of our early adopters so that all updates will be available to you free also. By the end of 2016, we will have a complete web mobile version available of your Life Plan Blueprint. Thank you for coming along with me as we trek through each page. If you'd like to listen to any of the past episodes, please go to wisdom-trek.com to listen to them and to read the daily journal, which contains pictures and graphs. You can also subscribe to Wisdom Trek at iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and Google Play so that each day's trek will be downloaded to you automatically. We are broadcasting from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. On Saturday, after sleeping in a bit to catch up from our late arrival the night before, I worked on the woodwork and the floor in the parlor. I wiped everything down with mineral spirits and was able to apply the first coat of polyurethane to part of the woodwork. We got up very early Sunday morning and drove to Newcastle, Pennsylvania to go to church with our son Barnabas and his wife Leisha. Our youngest grandchild, Evelyn Grace, was dedicated at the church service. Afterwards, we went to their house for a Sunday brunch and a time of fellowship. It was a blessing to invest ourselves in these special times with our kids and grandkids and also Leisha's parents. As a reminder, we are looking to change the format of Wisdom Trek on June 1st, so please email me at guthrie@venturecg.com or leave comments at the bottom of today's journal and let me know if you would like me to continue Wisdom Trek on a 7-day, 5-day, or 3-day per week schedule. Also let me know if you'd like any changes to the format of the daily trek. Thank you in advance for your feedback. It is now time to get started on our 13th day of your Life Plan Blueprint workbook. If you missed any of the previous days in this series, they are available at wisdom-trek.com. Yesterday we began a deep exploration in each of the phases of the WESPER Framework, starting with wisdom. We will continue with the second step today, starting with the 10 principles that make up the establish phase. This process will take several days as I walk through each step of creating your own life plan. I would encourage you to trek with me through this process and complete the associated forms which are included in your Life Plan workbook. If you are following along in the manual workbook, today we'll start by exploring page 26, which covers the first principle of the establish phase of your Life Plan Blueprint. You can also view this information in the journal for day 351 on wisdomtrek.com. The first principle that we want to look at is to ensure congruency with your life purpose. So what do I mean by ensuring congruency with your life purpose? Your goals need to be defined in the context of your life purpose, which becomes your life plan. Everything in your life flows from your purpose. Your purpose stems from your values and is the guiding direction for everything in your life. It sets the stage for how you will act and what you will do each day. This becomes your integrity. Here is an example of what I consider my primary purpose: to live a rich and satisfying life each day by impacting my world positively, which will allow me to live a legacy in a manner that brings glory to God. And my overall goal, which is taken from Proverbs chapter 1, is to learn wisdom and discipline, to understand the insights of the wise, to live a disciplined and successful life, and to always do what is right, just, and fair. See, my goal is a subset of my purpose to achieve my highest potential. Both are congruent or connect to each other. You may ask, so where do the specific goals like losing weight and eating healthy fit into the bigger purpose? Well, here's another example I might give you. For me, living a healthy lifestyle, which includes specific goals in maintaining my weight, exercising an hour each day, eating healthy foods, and getting 7 hours of sleep each night, will allow me to have the energy, mental clarity, and long life to fulfill my purpose and life plan. If your goals and your purpose are not congruent with one another, it means one of two things. Your goals are not in line with what you really desire or want to do. If this is the case, determine what your underlying motivations are for listing them. Or second, you have a limited definition or an unclear understanding of your purpose. If this is the case, try to expand the definition of your purpose. So the question for today is, do you know what your purpose is? Each of us do have a God-given purpose in life that no one else can fill. If you are unsure of what your purpose is, the same 3 steps that we explored for gaining wisdom can also apply for determining your purpose. First, you need to seek wisdom, and then use the same 3 principles to determine your purpose. And those 3 principles are through the study of the Bible and other information that will direct you. Second, through your network of family, friends, and mentors. And third, by asking God directly to find your purpose via prayer and meditation. Your purpose sets the right context and background for your goal setting. By identifying your purpose, you then have absolute clarity on your direction and focus in life. As an analogy, the last thing you want to do is to spend your whole life trying to grow oranges when you actually wanted to grow apples. And we might refer to Colossians chapter 1, verse 16 in the Message Bible. Everything got started with Him and finds its purpose in Him. You may need to take some time on this principle to determine what your overall life purpose and goals are, and that's okay. Follow the 3 steps outlined and then write them down. Once you have established them, move on to the second principle, which will ensure that your life purpose and overall goal are properly represented on your Wheel of Life, which is found on page 27 of your Life Plan Blueprint Workbook and also on the journal page for day 351. The journal page shows a completed Wheel of Life for me that can be used as an example for yourself. So principle number 2 is to ensure your purpose is represented on your Wheel of Life. Let's use another analogy to help us to grasp this concept. Your Wheel of Life is your purpose or your life plan when you consider the entire wheel. You will have your primary life goal that is congruent with your purpose. So next, let's drill down a bit further. Your Wheel of Life is divided into 7 sections or areas. In each of these 7 sections, you want to establish a long-term 7-year goal, and the long-term goals, when connected together, should match your primary life goal or plan. As much as feasible, these 7 goals should be in balance because you desire to have your life in balance. By first focusing on the overall Wheel of Life and its associated goals, then you will start setting your yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily goals. And then it will be much easier to keep your life in balance. You won't always be in balance perfectly on a daily basis, but over the course of the next 7 years, your life plan will be in balance as we trek on one day at a time. Let me take a couple minutes here to break down the Wheel of Life. If you're looking at the journal in the top left-hand corner, in 7 years I will be 66 years old. So let's start in each section of the Wheel of Life, and the first section will be spiritual. For me, my 7-year objective is to be a good and godly man that knows God intimately through the power of His Spirit living in me, and to spend time each day studying God's Word. Next is the family section. For me, it's to be a good and godly example to Paula, our children and grandchildren, to be their mentor and guide for their lives, to be a living legacy in their lives. Next, on to the physical and health section. For me, it's to maintain a healthy lifestyle by eating well each day, exercising daily, getting at least 7 hours of sleep per night, and maintaining the appropriate body weight for me, which is between 100 and 125 pounds. Next is the mind and intellect section. To continue learning each day through courses, reading, and further studies that allows me to gain knowledge and understanding in all the other 6 areas. Next is the personal and social area. To maintain healthy relationships with a few close friends, taking time for enjoyable hobbies, and taking time to relax and recharge on a regular basis. Next is the financial area or section of your Wheel of Life. And my overall goal there is to be completely debt-free, including mortgages, and to have enough liquid cash reserve that will allow us to cover normal living expenses for up to 5 years. And then the final section of your Wheel of Life, for me, my 7-year objective is to have created a completely location-independent business providing services that positively impact small businesses and individuals through multiple recurring revenue streams. So you can see I've recorded a 7-year objective in each of the areas of my Wheel of Life, and I encourage you to do the same for yourself. On our check for today, we have examined principles 1 and 2 on the second step of the WESPER Framework, which is to establish. Take some time today to complete this information in your own life plan. This process does take some time in the beginning, but once it's set up, it will give you your life purpose and direction. Tomorrow we will continue with principles in the establish phase. This information will cover pages 28 through 31 tomorrow of your Life Plan Blueprint Workbook and Manual. If you haven't done so already, make sure you download it and encourage your family and friends to join us and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. That will finish our trek for today. Just as you enjoy these daily doses of wisdom, we ask you to help us to grow Wisdom Trek by sharing it with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person when you meet with them, and invite them to come along with us each day. The journal for today's trek is available at wisdom-trek.com, /day-351. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, you are my friend, as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.